Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship is presented by Bucked Up Energy Drink. The BKFC Summer Tour is underway, and we start right here in Albuquerque, New Mexico, one of our favorite fight towns in America. Tonight, we return to the Tingley Coliseum, the site of Knucklemania 3, and where one of 505's own looks to realize his dream and become a world champion.
Blackout Coffee presents the unified rules of bare knuckle fighting, administered this evening by the New Mexico Commission. There is no 3 knockdown rule. All kicks, knees, and elbows are illegal, as are all takedowns and submissions. We open tonight with a bout in the welterweight division. The numbers presented by OnlyFans for Bobby Henry versus Casey Yates.
And Bobby Henry with a 4-inch height advantage, but it's that 5-inch reach advantage that I like. He wants to stay long, stay outside. He wants to make Yates pay for trying to get him to land those power shots.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening to you and welcome to our favorite place to start a fight in the 505, the Tingley Coliseum in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And welcome to BKFC 75. All fights tonight are sanctioned by the New Mexico Athletic Commission, Chairman Ed Manzanares, Supervising Commissioner Joe Cordova, Commissioners in attendance Monica Lovato, Stephanie Jaramillo, Executive Director Jessica Romero, and our event coordinator, Martin Narro. BKFC for review begins tonight with 5 2-minute rounds in the welterweight division, presented to you by OnlyFans. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner, tonight he wears black and red. He stands 5 feet 11 inches tall. His official weight, 164.6 pounds. Tonight he toes the line for the second time. Fighting out of Albuquerque, Mexico, here is Casey Cornbread Yates. And across the ring, his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. Tonight he wears white trimmed in blue and pink. He stands 6 feet 3 inches tall. His official weight, 160.2 pounds. He holds an undefeated pro boxing record at 5-0, and tonight makes his BKFC debut. Fighting out of Broward County, Florida, here is Bobby B3 Henry. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this fight brought to you by Bucked Up Energy Drink and your referee in charge of the action, Sid Ware.
Hold the line, hold the line.
Casey Yates told us, I have to establish myself in the pocket, but I cannot be stationary in the pocket.
Ready? Knuckle up!
Round number 1. White trunks for Bobby Henry, he stands 6'3". Black and red trunks for Casey Yates, listed at 5'11". Immediately to the outside, coming forward exactly where he wants to be is Bobby Henry, swing and a miss with the lead left hand from Yates.
Henry talked about wanting to dominate with the jab. Says Felix where he wants to start everything with, and he's doing a good job so far.
Greasy measuring, there's the entry in the right hand and the quick exit from Casey Yates. Entry attempt again, Yates on the punches. It's a central range fight. Henry wants this distance, and Yates wants that to the inside, and he gets it.
Right, no punch.
Quick separation from Sid Ware, good refereeing, and right back to it.
Yates trying to get in and throw power shots. He's got to work his way in with punches, throw some jabs, and then open up with those power shots.
Henry on the feint step. 1:10 remaining, round number 1. There's the long jab from Henry, then circling out. Yates again, you can see, dipping his knees, looking for the explosive entry. Long jab again, just off the mark. Yates, there's the entry. Double lead left hand's not there. Good elusiveness from Bobby Henry. Now 45 seconds remaining, round number 1.
This being Henry's first fight, he's really looking to find his timing first. He's not looking to counter right now. After those big punches, though, he's waiting.
There's a big overhand left, and down goes Bobby Henry. Ruled a slip immediately by Sid Ware.
Knuckle up!
Right back to it in the center circle.
backing up so hard when he hit those ropes. I think that caused him to fall down.
BKFC ring ropes are much harder than a boxing ring, and their ropes, but softer than an MMA cage. Somewhere in the middle. There's the cracking right hand on the exit from Henry. 10-second clock, acknowledged by referee Sid Ware. Casey Yates thought that was the end of the round. Now we fight on. Into the clinch. Left hands to the bell. That ends round number 1.
Ready? Ready? Knuckle up!
Round number 2. Yates by design pulling himself backwards off of scratch to start the second round. Now by design exploding forward with the left hand. Right uppercut nearly getting through from Yates. Double left hand from Henry. That was slick. Now the turn. Double jab again.
Trying to really establish the jab, control the range, make Yates pay, trying to get inside.
2 from Henry. Henry throwing, but he's not connected. Yates doing a good job of this all the way out or all the way in. Both fighters to the canvas. We'll see how this is ruled by Sid Ware. Ruled as a double slip.
Slip. Knuckle up.
Right back to it. 1:15 remaining, round number 2. Lead left hook. There's the harder entry from Henry.
And you can just see the strength that Yates has in this fight, though. He's trying to do what he can to manhandle his opponent and wear him down.
Side headlock always gets the separation under these unified bare knuckle rules. In the clinch, third time to the canvas for Bobby Henry. Third time ruled a slip by Sid Ware.
And Henry continuing to have to pick himself off the canvas.
Ready? Watch it. Knuckle up!
Henry definitely getting frustrated.
And Henry needs to get that mind in control and make sure he doesn't let these things bother him. If he gets out of control, if he can't think of what's going on, he's going to have a big problem.
Yates told us, I have to make this a rough and rugged fight. He's doing just that right now. 30 seconds remaining, round number 2. Henry trying to stay composed, trying to stay technical long. Again, you see Yates looking for the entry on the overhand right. Setting his feet. Both fighters in the center circle.
Once again,
very much on his back foot.
Just coming in with that overhand right. A good fight like Henry's going to see that. You got this guy with some jabs, come in and then throw that overhand.
Closing seconds, round number 2. Shuffle step from Bobby Henry. Stalking pressure from Yates. We go to round 3. Contrast in backgrounds, contrast in styles. Bobby Henry, this is his BKFC debut. He's 5-0 in pro boxing. Casey Yates has had 4 pro MMA bouts. This is his second bout in BKFC. Big left hand on the entry from Yates, now into the clinch. There's the defensive clinch from Bobby Henry. Lefts to the body, almost a shoulder strike from Bobby Henry. Not quite legal, now the separation. Naked right hand on the entry from Henry. So it's Bobby Henry trying to make this a more rugged fight. On the overhook, left hand to the inside. Bigger shots from Henry, bigger swings to the body. Yates walking through them.
Henry talked about using those body shots. That's the first time we've seen him actually connect.
Your right uppercut off the mark from Henry. Yates to the inside. Half-tie plump snatched by Henry, but defensively. And to the 4th time to the canvas goes Bobby Henry. Sid Ware telling Bobby Henry, don't try to pull Yates down and stand up. Sporting touch of hands. Booze directed to Bobby Henry from this very pro Casey Yates Albuquerque crowd as he is here in his home city. 45 seconds remaining, round 3.
You can see it looks like Henry getting a little bit tired. I know he doesn't seem like it would. These are 2-minute rounds. He's used to 3-minute rounds, but it's just a different pace, Sean.
Henry on the left-hand entry. Right hand again. Heavy driving pressure from Yates. The turn from Henry. Yates to the body. Half-tie plum now from Casey Yates. Again to the canvas goes Bobby Henry. And Henry, you see, arguing with referee Sid Ware, and Ware calls time.
Stay right there. Right. Don't be throwing him to the ground, okay? Don't wrestle. Right. I know he's for this. Watch throwing him to the ground. I'm going to go warn him. Get up. Quit falling down. I know you're a bit rough. I know, but don't fall. Go dramatic. Got it?
That's excellent refereeing from Sid Ware, talking to both fighters, calling time. Now the time in, and right back to it.
That was a very good job of refereeing. You have to understand you can't keep on the ground.
Hard left hand on the inside. turn from Henry. There's the separation.
Ready? Knuckle up. Time.
Stop round 4.
Ready? Toe the line. Toe the line. Knuckle up.
Call of knuckle up from Sid Ware, who's doing a really good job of keeping this proverbial train on the tracks.
I mean, and the way Henry's turning, if I'm Yates, I'm jumping all over him at this point. He looks like he doesn't want to be in the fight.
Henry to the outside. Swelling under Casey Yates' right eye. Undaunted, he comes forward. You see now mirroring the movement, mirroring the hips of Bobby Henry is Casey Yates.
That only works if you come in and throw punches.
Lateral movement on the outside defensively from Henry. Left hands on the turn, driving front shoulder from Henry. See the patience of Sid Ware. Left hands from Casey Yates, keeping this clinch active. Now the separation and the restart.
And once again, this Henry just doesn't seem like he either has the energy or understands exactly how to get out of that clinch and throw some hard strikes.
Double jab from Henry. Effective, but Yates walking through it undaunted. Henry the 2 to the body, and again, both fighters to the canvas. And this is ruled as a knockdown by Sid Ware. Here comes the mandatory 8 to Bobby Henry.
And if I'm Yates, I'm jumping all over my opponent at this point, trying to really put him down. That wasn't a hard shot, it's just exhaustion.
30 seconds remaining, round number 4. Heavy to the inside again comes Casey Yates.
He goes at the body. He gives a good chance of getting another knockdown.
Yates hard on the 1-2. Higher, tighter striking guard for Bobby Henry. Very offensive body language at the start of this fight for Henry. Chris, now very defensive body language for Bobby Henry.
Just trying to get out of the way. Doesn't like what's coming at him.
Right hand, left hand, the flurry to that from Yates. We go to the 5th and final round. Ryan Perez, Bobby Henry's older brother, Bryce Henry, who was 5-0 in BKFC, 7-1 in pro boxing, in the blue corner.
Got your mouthpiece?
Mouthpiece now in.
Knuckle up! And Sean's body language says anything. You can just see, looks like Henry not confident in this fight at all.
5th and final round underway. Casey Yates is really talking to Bobby Henry. And the back foot jab, front foot explosion with the double right hands. Overhand comes Casey Yates.
Knuckle up!
Henry waiting, almost waiting for the inevitable explosion of entry punches from Casey Yates.
I almost feel like he's waiting just for the fight to be over. He's not feeling that sense of urgency I think he needs to feel.
Keep your punches up.
Sid Ware telling Casey Yates, bring your punches up. Henry trying to claim the low blow. Sid Ware having none of it, saying fight on. 65 seconds remaining in this welterweight fight. It's off of the jab to the inside left hand. 1-2 hard entry again. On the right hand, right uppercut getting through. Counter right uppercut from Henry. Henry trying to turn up the temperature here, closing stages of this fight.
Henry really talked about letting him down. It's over. Out of nowhere. Oh,
the come from behind win in his BKFC debut. A one-punch knockout finish for Bobby Henry.
What an uppercut. That came out of nowhere against the complete flow of the fight.
Stop playing with your
That's exactly what he needed to do. Can't believe it happened.
Ladies and gentlemen, our referee in charge, Sid Ware, steps in calling a stop to the fight at 1 minute 31 seconds into round number 5. For your winner, by KO, Bobby B3 Henry.
We open our main card live in Albuquerque with a bout in the middleweight division. Bryant McLean versus Skylar Mauler. Our tale of the tape is presented by Bucked Up Energy Drink.
Very strange one here, Sean, from the tail of the tape. McLean 6 in height advantage. However, Mauler, he has a 1-inch reach advantage.
Hello, hello, hello! Albuquerque! Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Tingley Coliseum, to the most exciting combat sport in the entire world, where one punch can change everything. Welcome to BKFC 75! We are set for the next fight of the night, scheduled for 5 2-minute rounds in the middleweight division, presented to you by Bucked Up Energy Drink. Get bucked up. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner, tonight he wears black. He stands 5 feet 8 inches tall. His official weight, an even 174 pounds. He holds a combined combat sports record of 8 fights, and tonight makes his BKFC debut. Fighting out of Crooksville, Ohio, here is Skylar Mauler. And across the ring, his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. Tonight he wears green and gold. He stands 6 feet 2 inches tall. His official weight, 173.2 pounds. Tonight he toes the line for the second time. Fighting out of Rio Rancho, New Mexico, here is Irish Bryant McLean. And our referee in charge of the action, Andrew Glenn.
Skylar Mauler, and yes, Mauler is his real last name. That is not a ring name. Said, I have to make this an inside fight. Keep flowing mid-range to pocket and back. Round number 1, literally running forward to the inside is Skylar Mauler. He's in the black trunks. Green trunks for Bryant McLean. Mauler to the inside. Big swing forward. Left hook from McLean. Hard overhand right. Left hook. Both fighters throwing big in the pocket. Right uppercuts getting through from half-time pump from Skylar Mauler. To the canvas goes McLean and rolled a slip immediately by Andrew Glenn.
And I like what Mauler's doing at this point. He's just got to be careful not to punch himself out. Getting too tired if he throws too hard too often.
Mauler said he would be southpaw if he felt McLean was a passive fighter. He lands a very aggressive right hand. Flat on his back goes Brian McLean. Here's the count from Andrew Glenn. The count is over, and the win in dominant fashion in his BKFC debut for Skylar Mauler.
Didn't punch himself out because he landed that big right hand.
Ladies and gentlemen, our referee in charge, Andrew Glenn, steps in calling a stop to the fight at 43 seconds into round number 1. For your winner by TKO, Skylar Mauler.
To the light heavyweight division we go. The numbers presented by Forged Irish Stout for William Albrecht versus Kyle McElroy.
Both guys pretty similar here. 6'2", 2-inch reach advantage for all black, but maybe it's that 3 centimeter bigger fist that will do the difference. Big hands, more surface area to land. Let's see.
Fight fans of Albuquerque, we are set for the next fight of the night, scheduled for 5 2-minute rounds in the light heavyweight division, presented to you by Forged Irish Stout. Not here to take part, here to take over. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner, tonight he wears gray wolf trimmed in black and white. He stands 6 feet 2 inches tall. His official weight, 184.8 pounds. Tonight, he steps into the squared circle ready for bare knuckle fight number 8. Fighting out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, here is Kyle, the Irishman, McElroy. And across the ring, his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. Tonight, he wears blue trimmed in the stars and stripes. He stands 6 feet 2 inches tall. His official weight, an even 185 pounds. His BKFC record stands at 2 victories opposite a single defeat. Fighting also out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, here is William Wild Bill Albrecht. And in charge of the action, Nick Behrens.
William Albrecht said, I know Kyle McElroy has legitimate punching power. He's going to try to explode in on that punching power. When he does so, I believe he is infinitely hittable.
Knuckle up.
Knuckle up, the call from referee Nick Behrens. Round number 1. Blue trunks for William Albrecht. Gray trunks for Kyle McElroy. Swing and a miss, extending from McElroy. Resetting. Long jab from Albrecht, just off the mark. Big right hand on the inside. There's the overhand, right uppercut. Both fighters throwing big. McElroy circles out.
Good exchange early in this round.
Stiff jab from Albrecht. Overhand right from Albrecht on the turn behind the back. Immediate separation from Nick Behrens. Right back to it. 125 remaining, round number 1. An overhand right thrown from McElroy.
Good pullback. Good pullback from Albrecht and landed a good counter.
In the center circle. Lead hook. There's the entry from McElroy. Underhook gets the separation. Clean exit from McElroy.
McElroy having some difficulty dealing with these straightforward punches. That pressure that's being applied by Albrecht already.
To the inside, there's the clinch. Nick Behrens keeping this light heavyweight bout moving. 50 seconds remaining, round 1. Albrecht on the right hand, swing and a miss with the second right. McElroy now taking center of the ring on the left hand. Overhand right off the mark from Albrecht. Big swings again, there's a hard right answer from Albrecht. On the underhook from William Albrecht. McElroy is cut in his left brow.
I am impressed with McElroy's ability to take some very hard shots.
There's the feint step from Kyle McElroy. Pulls back the lead left hand. Shuffle step coming forward. There's the left hand. And that's ruled a slip by Nick Behrens. Final seconds, round number 1. Both fighters continue to throw big. There's a big right hand on the back step from McElroy. Overhook from Albrecht. There is the bell. We are through the opening round.
All right, gentlemen, let's go.
Both fighters now up to scratch. 3 feet apart. Set for round number 2.
McElroy has to do something, land a hard punch here, stop his opponent from coming in so hard, so just without any fear he's coming forward as Albrecht.
Left hand on the counter. McElroy trying to come forward on the 1-2. There's the left hand. See the head movement from Kyle McElroy. Short steps forward, take a right hand, and that is ruled a knockdown.
Another good counter by McElroy. Like I said, that could be the second knockdown. Should be counted as that.
8.
Mandatory 8 given to Albrecht by Nick Behrens.
Albrecht does
The
it.
assessment. Right back to it. McElroy coming forward with the right hand on the left hand. Bigger swings from McElroy. Counter right hand on the 1-2. Right hand right back from McElroy. Loses his mouthpiece.
Unfortunate for McElroy, he's really doing well.
He's back in. On the right hand, that turns Albrecht. The duck under. Big left hand. Both fighters continue to throw heavy. Albrecht now coming forward. 55 seconds remaining, round number 2. Albrecht a big exhale, bouncing off the ring ropes.
Looked a little tired in that exchange.
Duck under mouthpiece out again from Kyle McElroy. McElroy looks at Nick Behrens, but good refereeing. Fight on. Albrecht on the left hand. Oh, that is an illegal punch as Albrecht had his back turned. Time called by Nick Behrens.
Stay there. Okay, I know. Hold on.
MMA is a 360-degree sport. Boxing, bare knuckle fighting are 180-degree sports. Albrecht had his back turned.
Got you in the body.
Luckily, it wasn't a headshot, Sean. It was a body punch. You can see here. Turned totally around. That was a pretty tough body shot.
Excellent from Nick Behrens, one of our best referees in BKFC. He's also become a UFC regular, giving a hard warning to Kyle McElroy. On the restart now, a hard right hand from Albrecht on the left hand.
Both these guys are landing clean, powerful shots.
Albrecht is cut in his right brow.
This looks like they're throwing defense out the window and trying to get the hard punch.
Good turn from Kyle McElroy. Closing seconds, round number 2. From the overhook of Albrecht, McElroy keeping this clinch active. Right uppercuts to the body of William Albrecht. We're through 2 rounds. See the assessment now of Kyle McElroy. That cut is left lid.
He just said he can't see, Sean. Fight's over.
This fight is over, and this is a victory on a physician stoppage TKO for William Albrecht.
Ladies and gentlemen, on the advice of our ringside physician, our referee in charge, Nick Behrens, calls a stop to this fight at the conclusion of round number 2. For your winner by TKO, William Wild Bear Albrecht.
Oh, thank you, Kyle.
Russia brings you the numbers for this bout in the welterweight division. Felipe Chavez versus Brandon Hansvik.
Very similar on the tail of the tape. 1 inch height difference, 1 inch reach advantage, you could say, for Chavez. That's really not an advantage. Tail of the tape, nobody has the advantage in this one, Sean.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are set for the next fight of the night, scheduled for 5 2-minute rounds in the welterweight division. Presented to you by Russia, the official recovery and performance partner of BKFC. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner, tonight he wears black trimmed in yellow and blue. He stands 5 feet 8 inches tall. His official weight, 162.6 pounds. His BKFC record stands at 1 victory opposite a single defeat. Fighting out of Hurricane, Utah, here is Brandon, the Downs Warrior Hansvik. And across the ring, his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. Tonight he wears black and red. He stands 5 feet 9 inches tall. His official weight, 164.8 pounds. His BKFC record stands at 2 victories opposite a single defeat. Fighting out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, by way of Socorro, New Mexico. Here is Felipe Flip Chavez. And our referee in charge of the action, Joe Coca.
Brandon Hansvik told us Felipe Chavez is a very calculated fighter. I cannot allow him to overwhelm me early.
Knuckle up!
Round number 1. Red and black trunks for Felipe Chavez. Black and yellow trunks for Brandon Hansvik. Chavez, triple left hook. Counter left hand from Hansvik. Chavez throwing big in the mid-range. Sent him to the outside. Off the step-in jab from Hansvik. Hansvik in and out.
You can see the power there for Chavez. Throwing a couple of good shots. Really.
Chavez turning over the overhand right, overhand left. Good elusiveness from Hansvik. Shuffle step from Hansvik. Hooks in this step of Felipe Chavez on the outside. Check left hook. Wicked right on the step in from Felipe Chavez. Chris Chavez swinging very big from the outside.
Absolutely. Definitely wants to land those hard punches. He can tell his opponent doesn't like what he feels coming at him.
Side headlock. Good refereeing from Joe Coca immediately on the separation. 60 seconds remaining, round number 1.
Hansvik talks about getting inside, trying to utilize that clinch, trying to wear his opponent out. He hasn't had any luck so far.
Big left hand drop Brandon Hansvik.
3, 4, 5.
Luckily, there's a cut, but it's under the eye. That's the lucky part, that it was under, not over the eye.
Right back to it. Blood flowing freely from that cut under the right eye, Brandon Hansvik.
Let's see if that makes Hansvik decide, I have to get inside. I can't stand out here and trade with this guy.
25 seconds remaining, round number 1. Overhand right. That staggered Hansvik. Hansvik coming forward.
Coming forward, but really his hands aren't unblocking.
Chavez circling out, big left hand. Little snapping the head of Hansvik. Almost a surreal moment. Chavez pausing, now coming forward. Right hand again, big left hand to the inside. There is the bell. Big round 1 for Felipe Chavez.
Just being a fighter, you understand the need. There's a respect factor there.
Round number 2.
See if Hansvik can work on getting inside like he talked about.
Fast left hand again from Chavez. Chavez on the feint. Hansvik notably trying to turn up the pressure here in round number 1. And a big right hand on the entry from Felipe Chavez.
Ready, knuckle up!
Quick separation from Joe Coca.
Good job by Chavez when his opponent did get inside. He tied up immediately and earned that break.
Chavez a bit more measured here, early stages of round 2 than we saw from him in most of round 1, but on cue he lands a big step-in jab.
Using that reach. Not much of a reach, but what he does have when he steps in, it makes it that much more amplified.
Overhand right, there's the counter. Chavez now coming forward, overhand right again. Big left hand. Hansvik continues to take thudding shots.
Chavez landing his punches and getting right back out. He's making sure he's not going to get into a brawl.
Higher, tighter striking guard now for Brandon Hansvik. Hansvik trying to come forward, double jab. Stiff jab from Chavez.
Then that jab of Chavez has really been the difference maker in this fight.
Chavez continuing to be effective with his lead left hand from ortho. Hansvik, to his credit, coming forward, overhand left. There's the turn left hand, right hand. Into the clinch. 20 seconds remaining round 2. Hansvik literally willing himself to stay in this fight. His other right hand rolled a slip immediately by Joe Coca.
Was definitely a push.
Right back to it. Left hand just before the bell. That ends round number 2.
Knuckle up!
Start of round number 3. Brandon Hansvik trying to step in, land the jab. It's been the jab and continual lead left-hand punches from ortho from Felipe Chavez that have been so impressive through the opening 2 rounds.
We talked about this being a range fight. It has been, but it's been the range of Chavez. That's why he's been winning.
Felipe Chavez recording the low knockdown to this point in the fight, dropping Brandon Hansvik in round number 1. Hansvik has since walked through some very big punches and kept his feet. Chavez feeling as though he's in full control, but no one has won anything yet. There's a big left hand and a right hand. More from Felipe Chavez. Hansvik showing incredible durability in this fight.
I think I saw a tooth come out earlier, but man, he's just showing so much toughness and heart at this point.
105 remaining round 3. Hansvik on his back foot. Short steps on his front foot. There's a hook jab from Chavez.
Chavez is being extremely disciplined at this point. You feel like he could get in and finish the fight, but he doesn't want to get in that brawl and give his opponent a chance to land one of those hard power shots.
Chavez pulling himself backwards to reset from range. Check hook. 35 seconds remaining round 3 of this welterweight bout.
Hansvik being very linear at this point. He just waits for the right time to rush in, but it makes it so much easier. Oh,
big right hand!
Wow, and Chavez looks like he doesn't want to finish his opponent.
Chavez paused. He did not pounce, he paused.
Once again, I almost feel like he's playing with his food at this point.
The right hand, left hand.
Oh, body shot.
More big shots. Joe Coca taking a closer look. The end could be near. One-way traffic in favor of Felipe Chavez. Still Brandon Hansvik showing his character. He fights on. We are through 3 rounds. Medical clearance.
Round 4, gentlemen. Knuckle up!
Round number 4 is confirmed by referee Joe Coca. Hook jab from Felipe Chavez.
Ooh. Like another tooth came in. Maybe it's something else.
Hansvik trying to range find with his jab, now circling out. Chavez pulling back the rear right hand. Hook jab again. That landed clean. On the duck under into the clinch. That's rolled a slip, a push down from Joe Coca. 125 remaining round 4. Naked right, there's the counter, the left and the right from Chavez. Fast and sharp. Hansvik on his back foot. Again, on his front foot with short, smart, intelligent steps coming forward, Felipe Chavez. Chavez extending his striking guard. Shuffling his feet, resetting on the outside of the center circle. Hansvik trying to jab to the body, not there. Chavez on the feint with the hook. Hansvik on the switch step, switching stances, southpaw right back to ortho, and he takes in the gap on that switch the left hook from Felipe Chavez. Chavez now to the mid-range, 20 seconds remaining, round 4. Stiff jab again. Chris, that lead hand has been so dominant to this point in the fight for Felipe Chavez.
It's definitely been the difference. Those punches have really made Hansvik hesitant.
On cue, more big lefts now. There's the rear right hand, left hook again getting through. The bell, we go to the 5th and final round.
Ready? Round
Both
5.
fighters, Felipe Chavez, Brendan Hansvik, up to scratch. Round number 5 underway.
Let's see if Chavez tries to go for the finish.
Big left hand, right hand. Stiff left hand again from Chavez, continuing to show his lead hand dominance throughout this fight from Orthodox. Step in from Hansvik, short left hand. Chavez now running forward.
Just letting him off the hook still, making sure he doesn't get in that brawl.
Chavez
What's
almost
happening?
turning away. Hansvik on the back foot, trying to run forward. Time the overhand right to the body, couldn't find it. Big left hand again from Chavez. Chavez has been throwing check hooks, conventional hooks, hook jabs, and straight jabs. Creativity, dominance, power with the lead left hand throughout from Felipe Chavez. And still Brendan Hansvik fights on as he takes that check hook. 45 seconds remaining in this fight.
I mean, Chavez really not trying to finish this fight, just trying to continue to inflict damage on his opponent. Hansvik, I mean, he needs to try and step in and do something. Try and land a big overhand right.
Felipe Chavez showing his class in this welterweight fight, and Brendan Hansvik showing his toughness, and he's showing his character. Chavez, 2 to the body, overhand right, left hook. 10-second clap. Final stages now. Right hand just off the mark. There is the bell and the end of the fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, after completing the scheduled 5 rounds, our judges at ringside score the fight 50-44, 50-40, and 50-44 to the winner by unanimous decision. Felipe Chavez.
Feature fight time. Our tale of the tape for this featherweight bout is presented by Blackout Coffee. Derek Perez versus Rick Caruso.
Caruso with a 2-inch height advantage as well as a 1-inch reach advantage. That's not very much for this weight class. Nobody having the real advantage from this tail of the tape.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now set for our feature fight of the night, scheduled for 5 2-minute rounds in the featherweight division, presented to you by Blackout Coffee Company. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner, tonight he wears black and gold. He stands at even 6 feet tall. His official weight, 144.6 pounds. Tonight, he steps into the squared circle ready for bare knuckle fight number 7. Fighting out of Princeton, West Virginia, here is Slick Rick Caruso. And across the ring, his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. Tonight, he wears red and black. He stands 5 feet 10 inches tall. His official weight, 145.6 pounds. Tonight, this bare knuckle veteran toes the line for bare knuckle fight number 9. Fighting out of Belen, New Mexico, here is Derek Rage Perez. And our referee in charge of the action, Andrew Glenn.
Rick Caruso told us, of course I want to win, but I also want to have a very entertaining fight. And to do so, I will definitely take chances. Round number 1. Red trunks for Derek Perez, black and gold trunks for Rick Caruso. Big step in right hand from Caruso.
That's the punch he wants to land. He can land that hard right hand. He feels like that is his key.
Two very tall featherweights. Perez 5'10", Caruso 6 foot.
Keep your fingers in. Keep your fingers in. Don't grab it. Don't grab it.
Andrew Glenn telling both fighters, don't grab. Overhand right, and from the half-tie plum goes Rick Caruso. Caught in the half-tie plum, but big shots, high volume from Derek Perez. Body, head, body.
This is the type of fight that definitely favors Perez.
Knuckle up!
Andrew Glenn, our referee, telling both fighters, watch punches to the back of your respective opponent's head.
Caruso, next time he gets in that position, he can't try and think he's got to try and tie it up and earn that break.
See the measuring. Southpaw Perez, ortho of Caruso. Caruso, short right hands on the inside. But this is where Perez told us he wants to be. Heavy pressure, heavy front shoulder.
Right.
Separation again from Andrew Glenn. 45 seconds remaining, round number 1. Long jab again from Perez. You see the parries, the open-handed slaps of the lead hand by Caruso. Caruso trying to stay very active on his back foot, coming forward on the front foot. Derek Perez, there's the counter right to the body.
Good body punches by Caruso. However, once again, not where he wants to be, being leaned on and pushed around by his opponent.
Final seconds, round number 1. Swing and a miss with the overhand right. Perez now stepping into that gap. Short on the inside. There are big counters with his back against ropes for Caruso. The bell, the end of round 1. Both fighters back up to scratch.
All right, here we go.
Mouthpiece check from Andrew Glenn.
Knuckle up!
Round number 2.
And I like it, Caruso trying to get off first sometimes, not always waiting to counter, because you know Perez is coming in and will try and wear you down.
Perez coming in indeed, hard on the entry. Short left uppercuts from the half-tie plum to framing Caruso, high volume. And Caruso back against the rope, snatches the overhook, and that gets the separation from Glenn.
And that's what you'd like to see Caruso doing more of, not being linear, just circling more, lateral movement.
Look at it.
Perez again, heavy to the inside. This is the fight that Derek Perez wants.
I mean, just look, those winging punches that Caruso's doing, those tire you out. If you land or if you miss, they both tire you out.
Now open spaces back to the center circle for Rick Caruso, who was adamant in our fighter meeting, I have to keep my back off of the ring ropes. Being pushed back to the ring ropes now is Rick Caruso.
He can do so by using that lateral movement the way he's doing at this point, but he cannot just reside to go against the ropes. That's a way to lose for sure against Derek Perez.
Step in left hand, uppercut to the body from Caruso. 45 seconds remaining, round 2. That's good stalking pressure now from the mid-range. Overhand right, swing and a miss on the counter right from Caruso. See the hand fighting again, the ortho of Caruso, the southpaw of Perez. The center circle. Caruso with the rangefinder jab. Right hook to the body. Glenn telling Caruso, watch that punch, it was questionably low.
I like the idea, though. Quit throwing over the top of the head, you're gonna miss. Go to the body.
Press heading to the inside, lands the overhand right just before the bell that ends round 2. Confirmation. Round number 3 is indeed upon us. Our feature fight of the evening, we're at 145 pounds. Derek Perez versus Rick Caruso. Glenn just telling both fighters, close your hands, no extended fingers.
Perez just
left uppercut.
Little tiny shots. He's trying to wear his opponent out, frustrate him, tire him out.
Working out.
Perez
Working out.
very heavy now on the neck, the head of Rick Caruso.
Caruso can't just sit there and stay in that position.
Perez on the right hand. Caruso claiming he was punched to the back of the head, and this is going to be ruled a knockdown, I believe, by Andrew Glenn.
3.
It is indeed.
4, 5, 6.
Glenn saw his
stands
second
up.
punch.
8.
Oh, he's not getting. Oh, yeah, he didn't.
Up at 8.5 is Rick Caruso.
Flurry, man. You got to fight or you're not going to fight. You got to step forward. You got to step forward. Let me see your hands. You good? Yeah. Now come
Caruso
on.
tells Andrew Glenn he wants to continue.
I think they realized how close that fight was to being stopped. That was
5 seconds remaining, round 3.
That was a huge development in this fight. Caruso in big trouble at this point. He's got to earn that knockdown back or he's going to lose this fight.
Goes again to the mid-range. Big left hand from Derek Perez. Perez again from the half-tie plug. Left uppercuts.
And Caruso just looks tired at this point. Trying to fight his opponent's game plan.
Break. Step back, step back.
Derek Perez really controlling with that half-tie plug, that single collar tie. Just crisp, heavy pressure on the neck, the head of Rick Caruso.
Caruso's playing his opponent's game plan. He knew he had to stay outside, use lateral movement. Look, he's just winging shots at this point.
Big swings, big misses from Rick Caruso. Short punches, and they are landing from Derek Perez in the clinch. And that is knockdown number 2.
4.
Just exhausted is Caruso.
6.
Perez, no, he's
That's
done.
it.
That's it.
This fight is over! And victory number 4 in BKFC for Derek Perez.
Ladies and gentlemen, our referee in charge, Andrew Glenn, steps in calling a stop to the fight at 1 minute 58 seconds into round number 3. For your winner by TKO, Derek Rage Perez.
Our tale of the tape for this, our co-main event of the evening, presented by OnlyFans. In the Cruiserweight division, Murat Kilimetov versus Leo Bercier.
And Kilimetov enjoying a 4-inch height advantage, but it's that 5-inch reach advantage. He wants you to stay long, in and out, make his opponent pay the entire night.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now set for the co-main event. Scheduled for 5 2-minute rounds in the Cruiserweight division. Presented to you by OnlyFans. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner. Tonight he wears black. He stands 5 feet 11 inches tall. His official weight, 206.6 pounds. His overall bare knuckle fighting record stands at 6 victories opposite 3 defeats. Fighting out of Great Falls, Montana, here is Leo Bushido Bercier. And across the ring, his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. Tonight he wears black. He stands 6 feet 3 inches tall. His official weight, 204.8 pounds. He holds an undefeated BKFC record at 2-0. Fighting out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, by way of Minanye Vudi, Stavropol, Russia. Here is Murat, SamBeast, Kilimetov. And our referee in charge of the action, Nick Behrens.
Leo Bercier said, quote, "This fight will be a chess match. Whoever controls the pace will win."
Knuckle up.
Round number 1. Touch of hands and right to it. Solid black trunks, blue hand wraps for the Russian now based here in New Mexico, Murat Kilimetov. Black trunks, red hand wraps for the Montanan, Leo Bercier.
I talked about it earlier. It's that footwork of Kilimetov that separates him from most fighters. He moves like a lighter guy.
Double jab entry from Bercier. Good pull back defensively from Kilimetov. Bercier overhand right. Kilimetov resetting. Step in jab from Kilimetov. Double jab from Bercier to the body. Fast check left hook, and there's the speed you talked about, Chris, from Kilimetov.
Just the footwork is hard to hit.
Kilimetov coming to the mid-range. Bercier on his back foot. Right hand. Ooh. Stiff left hand. Kilimetov told us he thought he would be faster. He's really showing his speed now. Big shot to the inside, and down goes Leo Bercier.
And we thought this would be a big step up. So far, it's not looking like it.
That's the mandatory 8, given the Bercier from Nick Barons. To the surprise of no one, Leo Bercier wants to continue. In and out from Kilimetov. Overhand right from Bercier. Could not fully turn. Huge jab from Kilimetov. That is not a knockdown we fight on.
Kilimetov just let him go.
25 seconds remaining, round number 1. The end could be near. There is the end. Murat Kilimetov just keeps on rolling.
Ladies and gentlemen, our referee in charge, Nick Barron, steps in calling a stop to the fight at 1 minute 36 seconds into round number 1. For your winner by TKO and still undefeated, Murat SamBeast Kilimetov.
For the BKFC 175-pound world title, the champion Dave Mundell versus Donald Sanchez.
And you can see here Mundell 5'9". Sanchez does have a 3-inch height advantage at 6 foot. However, both guys 72-inch reach, exact same fist size, very similar for the tail of the tape.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now set for the main event. Scheduled for 5 2-minute rounds for the undisputed BKFC World Middleweight Championship. Presented to you by Bucked Up Energy Drink. Get bucked up. Sanctioned by the New Mexico Athletic Commission, Chairman Ed Manzanares, Executive Director Jessica Romero, Supervising Commissioner Joe Cordova, Event Coordinator Martin Narro, Commissioners in attendance Monica Lovato, Stephanie Jaramillo. The 3 judges scoring our championship main event: Esther Lopez, Anthony Romero, Dominic Montoya. And the 3rd man inside the squared circle, our referee in charge of the action at the bell, Andrew Glenn. And now, with our BKFC fans watching live worldwide on the BKFC app and Fubo Sports. No gloves, no mercy, no way out. From the Tingley Coliseum, fight fans of Albuquerque, let's knuckle up! Introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner. Tonight he wears blue and gold. He stands 5 feet 11 inches tall. His official weight, 174.8 pounds. He holds a BKFC record of 4 victories opposite a single defeat. He is the fighting pride of the 505. Here is the challenger, Donald Sanchez. And across the ring, his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner. Tonight he wears denim blue. He stands 5 feet 8 inches tall. His official weight, 174.4 pounds. This bare knuckle fighting machine holds a BKFC record of 9 victories opposite a single defeat. He is the #1 pound for pound bare knuckle fighter in the world, and your reigning, defending, undisputed BKFC World Middleweight Champion, fighting out of Oldsmar, Florida, Dave the Redneck Mundell.
Dave Mundell told us, I believe that Donald Sanchez will stay long and try to explode forward. I have to continually push him backwards.
All right, gentlemen, let's go to live.
Champion and challenger up to scratch. The bow, round number 1. Immediate jab for the champion, Dave Mundell. He's in the darker blue trunks. Lighter blue trunks for Donald Sanchez. Fast jab from Mundell.
They're looking very fast so far.
Fast jab again from Mundell. And with the lead hand for Donald Sanchez. These are two powerful fighters. These are two very intelligent, methodical fighters.
The way Mundell ducks that head, gets low, gets out of range, it's very difficult to do with his style.
Fast jab again for Mundell. Sanchez looking for the entry, trying to find it there. There's the left hook, right hand from Mundell. Mundell dipping his head, lands the overhand right. Sanchez resetting in the center circle.
It's those level changes that Mundell keeps throwing. You don't know when the jabs come in the feint. He's just constantly keeping you guessing.
Big right hand. There's the stagger from Sanchez. 45 seconds remaining, round number 1. Sanchez with a crushing right hand from Mundell. And there goes Donald Sanchez.
Sanchez just cannot figure out where these punches are coming from. They're at all angles. Much more difficult to figure out than he thought.
There's the emphatic yes from Donald Sanchez as Andrew Glenn asked him if he wants to continue. Mundell on the feint, 20 seconds remaining, round number 1. There's the duck under.
The good news for Sanchez is he is a veteran. He's been knocked down before. He's not going to panic.
Late here, round number 1. Big left hand and knockdown number 2.
One-sided thus far. Sanchez has got to get up, regroup himself, and make it out of this first round.
Good. Step over here.
There is the bell, and that is the end of round 1.
Mundell doing a good job of
Let's put a line, guys.
disguising his punches. I think Sanchez would be better to come forward and really try and push the pace.
Round number 2.
Get inside, land some hard shots.
2-0 on the knockdown total, and round number 1 in favor of the champion of BKFC's middleweight division, Dave Mundell. Nice jab again from southpaw.
Said Mundell just looking extremely fast, faster than I've seen him in this fight.
Mundell, you see the level changes. The right hand getting through from Donald Sanchez. Full stalking mode for Dave Mundell to the inside.
Mundell doing a good job of keeping his back right in the middle of the ring, deciding when and where the fight happened.
Mundell told us he wanted to make Sanchez go backwards. Right now you see Donald Sanchez largely moving backwards. The right hand from Sanchez resetting, but again the forward pressure from Dave Mundell off the jab.
Great strategy, because Mundell is doing good because Sanchez does much better when he comes forward. If he can't come forward, it's going to be a tough night.
Overhand right, 55 seconds remaining, round number 2 of our main event. Mundell stepping left hand. There was a short right uppercut getting through from Sanchez. Jab to the body. Overhand right. Left hand, right hand to the body. Sanchez parked on his back foot, looking to explode in. Step in, left hand and the right from Mundell. 20 seconds remaining, round 2. Mundell heavy on the front shoulder. Right hand partially through from Sanchez. Late here in round number 2. Jab again. The bell next up, round 3. Old knuckle up from referee Andrew Glenn starts the 3rd round. So the deep crouch and the jab from that deep crouch from southpaw stance of Dave Mundell. 1-1-2. Chris, I do not believe we have seen Dave Mundell look faster with his punches, and this is his 11th bout in BKFC.
I couldn't agree more. It was the first thing I noticed about this fight. Man, he looks fast and accurate, especially with that lead jab.
There's that lead jab again.
Sanchez cannot just stand in front of the opponent and wait to counter. He's got to push forward if he wants to have a chance to win.
Both fighters said dictating The pace, the pressure is key to victory right now. Dictating both is Dave Mundell. Good block on the hook from Mundell.
Again, Sanchez waiting to counter. He needs to get off first. He can't sit there and wait. He's going to get beat like this.
See the feint steps from Dave Mundell. 65 seconds remaining, round 3.
Sanchez has the crowd behind him, but it really hasn't been enough to get him to push forward.
That hand nearly getting through. Back to the jab goes Dave Mundell. Overhand right. That hand again. See the smear of blood on the forehead of Donald Sanchez. 40 seconds remaining, round 3. Duck under from Mundell. Big right hand. On the left hand. Sanchez throwing 2 punches, but then resetting. Hard right hand. More big shots on the overhand right. Left hand knocked down number 3.
Just all over his opponent is Mundell. Not giving him an inch to breathe.
Up at 6.5. As Donald Sanchez takes the mandatory 8 from Andrew Glenn. Now the assessment and right back to it. Mundell right to the mid-range. We're through 3 rounds. Round number 4 underway. Mundell immediately on the right hand. The feint.
Those feints, those level changes, beautiful fighting by Mundell.
Chris, largely, when Donald Sanchez is landing to this point in the fight, it's 1 punch at a time.
You need to throw some combinations, you're right. But you have to give a lot of the credit in that situation to Mundell. He's not letting him throw combinations. Every time he fires a punch, he's firing right back.
Dave Mundell dropped Donald Sanchez twice in round number 1, once in round number 3. Feeling as though he's in full control, but Donald Sanchez has 1 punch knockout power.
Mundell doing a good job of stepping outside that lead foot and throwing that straight up to the body, setting up that upstairs side.
Saying that, Dave Mundell certainly possesses 1 punch knockout power as well.
He sees that body's wide open. He's gonna throw a few more times and he's gonna go upstairs.
You see no rush, no recklessness from the champion of BKFC's 175-pound division, Dave Mundell. Definitely showing respect of Donald Sanchez, but methodically walking down Sanchez. And there is the volume, Chris, from Dave Mundell, the multiple punch entries.
And every time you think Donald Sanchez is gonna punch back, Mundell throws his 2nd or 3rd punch.
Punch from Sanchez, then to turn the reset. 30 seconds remaining, round 4. See the head feints, the step feints from Dave Mundell. Sanchez back to his back foot. Mundell in the mid-range. Right hand, left hand.
Every time Sanchez lands a good punch, Mundell comes back with an even harder punch.
Mundell trying to work to the pocket. Final seconds of round number 4. Off the jab again just before the bell as we move to the 5th and final round. 5th and final round of our main event. The fight for the BKFC Middleweight World Strap. The champion Dave Mundell versus Donald Sanchez, who entered on 4 straight victories in Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. Mundell missing with the left hand. Stiff jab, right hand.
Like what we're seeing from Sanchez, he's trying to do something different. He's trying to come in and throw 3 punches.
Credit to Donald Sanchez. He's been dropped 3 times in this fight. Twice in round 1, once in round 3. Still standing, still throwing. But Dave Mundell, it's been the tempo, Chris, it's been the volume, and it's been the speed of his punches.
That was a good right hand. This is what he's needed to do for a long time. Continue to push forward and throw your right hand.
Step in jab from Mundell. Sanchez looking to explode in. Open-chested now is Dave Mundell. 55 seconds remaining in our main event. Swing and a miss on the overhand left. There's the jab again. Off the mark, but it backs Sanchez off his striking line. There's the right hand getting through from Donald Sanchez.
Has to have more, but he has to put on the line right now. He's in big trouble in this fight.
Mundell certainly feeling as though he is in full control. 25 seconds remaining, fifth and final round. Right hand not getting through from Sanchez. Definitely blocked by Mundell. Mundell to the body with the left hand. Stretch drive now. Then jab again. Right hand, left hook from Mundell. Mundell on the entry. The duck under into the clinch. Overhand right from Donald Sanchez. Mundell to the body, to the head. Mundell left hand to the body. And that is the end of our world title main event.
Ladies and gentlemen, after completing the scheduled 5 championship rounds, our judges at ringside score the fight 49-43, 50-42, and 49-43 to the winner by unanimous decision. And still undisputed BKFC World